Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you're having a lovely day so far. So I'm here to do a book flip through of these two books. I assume that we'll get through both of them today because they're only small. So these are some books that I bought to help me out with my secret garden project, as you might have guessed. Last week we had a look at the main book, the main story. And these two are like supplements to that, I suppose, and they serve sort of different purposes. So we'll start with this one first of all, and I'm just going to bring my candle in so you can see it. There we are. Okay, so this one is actually a diary that someone might have had. Sorry about the shininess. And it had actually never been used because it was still in its cellophane wrapping when it arrived in the post. I got both of these from eBay and they were only a couple of pounds each. They weren't very expensive at all. And this one is, yeah, a lockable diary. As I say, it was in its original packaging, so it came in its original cellophane. It's a lockable diary with a key. And my original punt on this one was to see if I could use it for journal pages. So we are going to have a look through this. So this one is from 91. And similar to the gardener's notebooks that I showed you a few weeks ago, that's sort of what I was thinking when I saw this. I was looking for the main Secret Garden book, and this one just sort of popped up. So it runs through the months. We have some beautiful illustrations once again. I'm not sure if it says who did those. Graham Rust. It says many of Graham Rust's illustrations originally appeared in The Secret Garden and The Secret Garden Notebook. So there you are. Graham Rust did the illustrations and they're just beautiful again. And then of course we've got little snippets from the books for each month. And how beautiful is this for journal pages? And you know, once again, no one had used this. It was just being lain forgotten. And what year did I say it was? 91. So goodness me, that's nearly, I was born in 1990, so that's nearly as old as me, and it had never left its wrapping. Isn't that extraordinary? Marvel. It just is a marvel to me how that can even happen. So yeah, as I say, I thought these would just make really nice journal pages. And they will. They're beautiful. So I think you get five pages per month. And they're all illustrated. Wonderful lines. And even if you don't want to use them for the months, you could just cover that up with something. And it doesn't have to be related to the month at all. And interspersed, you get all of these beautiful illustrations. So I thought I would just do a quick flip through of this. The pages are stitched in, so I can take them out as doubles if I want to, which will be fabulous. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Bee and... is that like a little like wood mouse bowl thing? Can you see that? Isn't it beautiful? Like I say, I've said this a few times now, but Secret Garden to me is all of these beautiful colours that you expect from nature and florals, interspersed with woods and brick and terracotta and just, oh, love it. I love it, love it, love it. So yeah, this is going to be wonderful to use. Now I am thinking if there's a way to use the book cover as well. Of course there's going to be a way, but I'm thinking I want to utilise the locking mechanism that it's got on it. And of course this isn't a very thick book. It's not designed for junk journaling or scrapbooking, I imagine, sticking things in. So I would need to make it's just on some like card or paper, so I would need to make that longer. But I'm thinking, would there be a way to take off the lock, like this metal part here, and somehow attach that onto some lace or some ribbon or, you know, something material, which can then expand as much as I need it to be for the size journal that it becomes. Because the lock itself on the front doesn't need to change, that is fine. It's just the how long this part is to reach up to it as the journal gets bigger. So I'm sure there is something that we can do with that. So this project, Secret Garden project, as big as it was when I started, it's getting bigger by the day. It really is. But I don't mind that because, yeah, this project speaks to my soul and I'm incredibly excited about it, and I'm in love with the project, and I haven't even really started yet. I've only made 2 things, maybe 1 thing. I think by the time you see this, you would have seen the flip out pocket thing with the window on the front, the opening window. Oh, it was so much fun making that. I really did. Oh, my birthday month, August. My birthday is at the end of the month. Oh, pumpkins. Didn't know you could get those in August. I suppose because at the end of, you know, towards the latter part of the month, you're going into, you know, autumn not being too far off, are we? Can you believe it? We're in August already. Where is the year gone once again? So yeah, I hope you can see why I'm excited to use this book. Obviously, so many journal pages ready to use. Beautiful illustrations, stitched in, never been used, so I'm giving something an actual purpose. I couldn't ask for more, really. Oh, locking mechanism on the front, that's a bonus. So yeah, I couldn't ask for more, and I mean, just look at those illustrations. Aren't they lovely? Really beautiful. So I hope you're all feeling very excited for the project. I'm sure as you'll be seeing these books that I'm going to use, you'll get more excited about it, because it gives you a clue as to how the project will develop and what it will look like. Yeah. Just some projects really speak to your soul, don't they? And this for me is the one. Oh, there's the robin. I love that it's got little extracts from the books, that, you know, the original story as well. I will obviously keep that. I wouldn't do anything to these pages. I think I would just leave them as is. Maybe I might cover up some of the months if I didn't want like a monthly thing, but I don't think that's even really that necessary, to be honest. I probably won't. I don't think I would do anything. And then you get to the end of the book and you've got the, you know, look back on your year pages. I love this. Isn't that fun? Last year's resolutions I have kept. And what I love, not only is it like in this little frame, which is really fun, what makes me laugh is how not very many lines they've given. Theirs is, look at all the New Year's resolutions you could make and look at how few you've probably kept. Isn't that funny? I mean, that just makes me laugh. And then important addresses and telephone numbers. I probably would cover that. I would just put something there, a fussy cut or a label, or, oh yes, like a blank label would be fun, and then you could title the page whatever you want it to be, and then you've got all of this writing space. Lovely green. So yeah, as I say, it's not, you know, the spine isn't very big. I'd say that's probably 1/4 of an inch. But you could easily repurpose the cover by just using, you know, putting your own spine on it. And then, as I say, if I can find a way to repurpose the locking mechanism, where I think it's just attached onto the paper, like the paper is inside the lock. And I'm thinking, if I could find a way to open that and then slide some fabric in or some lace or something, I think that would work fine. And then you could just make it as long as you need it to be, and still connect to the same lock on the front. And then as covers go, I would probably just cover this and cover the barcode with, like, you could have like a little pocket down here or something. And, you know, straight away you've got a cover that you can do something with. So that's that one. And the other one that I got, once again, I was looking for the original book, The Secret Garden, and once again I thought perhaps this could be used as journal pages or something, and it can, but in a different way once again. So this one is The Secret Garden Mary's Journal. This is a tie-in to the 2020 movie, the one with Colin Firth. So that's what this one is. And the cover, again, lovely, isn't it, with that keyhole? That's the back. It says here, "My name is Mary Lennox and this is my story. See the world through the eyes of Mary Lennox, a 10-year-old girl whose life is forever changed the day she arrives at Misselthwaite Manor, the home of her secretive uncle, Archibald. As Mary begins to roam the lonely halls and grounds of the manor, she notices that there are a number of mysteries to unravel and long untouched places to explore. Mary's thoughts on life, secrets, forgiving, and the power of believing come alive through her words and art. Love is in all of us. We just need to help it grow." So this one is with the idea that this is like a lookalike at what Mary Lennox's journal or diary might once have looked like. And it's really fun inside, so come take a peek with me. So as I say, this is the tie-in from 2020. Written by Sia Day, based on the screenplay by Jack Thorne, obviously based on the original novel by Frances Hodgson Burnett. The art is by Grant Montgomery and Leslie Design, and it was designed by Rick Farley and Leslie Design. So these are really fun pages. It's a much more modern take on things, but it's going to be a fun one for sure. So I think the idea is that it's almost like a scrapbook, which I really love the idea of. And obviously you've got her handwriting and everything. So, oops, I will just give you a flip through of this whilst I figure out and chat about how I might use these as journal pages. For the most part, I wouldn't do anything to them. There's space to write around here. They're really interesting and fun. Screenshots from the movie. You know, I might cut these out as ephemera maybe, in this case. I'm not sure I would use everything. Like that's a little bit... It reminds me a little bit of Coraline, the you know, the movie with the button eyes, a bit creepy. But there's a lot here that could be used. And even if I just use the pages as ephemera, for the fact that it's got, you know, what could be Mary Lennox's handwriting, I think is just an interesting one. And certainly I can use this in many different ways. So yeah, we can make ephemera from this, have journal pages, collage over things and keep some of the original stuff, like maybe that's a little bit dark. Keep her handwriting maybe. This is kind of cool. This is like the wallpaper. This wallpaper has a flower print on it that resembles the blooms from my dream. I tore a tiny piece off and keep it here to remind me of a happier time spent with Mother. So sad. But I like the idea that it's in scrapbook style. So I am going to have to put my thinking cap on as to how this will fit with the rest of the project. But I still think there are definitely ways with which to use this. The dog she called Jemima. And as I say, maybe just some ephemera. And just, it's just really fun, isn't it? So this was also only a couple of pounds. So as I say, I took a little bit of a punt on these. I just thought they could help me be interesting. That's pretty and fun with the leaves. So yeah, I just thought they would help me have a more interesting, unique journal. I was just looking at, I think the pages are glued in. Yeah, they're glued in to signatures, so I will have to hinge pages or have them as flip outs or whatnot, but no harm there. That's lovely, isn't it, with those leaves? So I don't know if I will use this in all of the journals, because it does have a very different vibe from the original story. Like, this is much more modern and childlike, I suppose, which is not a problem because it is a child's story. But there's potential that you could use these pages perhaps in its own mini project, you know, to keep the vibe across the whole thing maybe. But I will have to put my thinking cap on. My name is Mary Lennox and my heart sings. Isn't that beautiful? All because she discovered this magical garden. Well, not even magical really, it's just this wondrous place that nature, she just discovered nature basically. That's lovely with the poinsettias. Isn't that nice? I like that. It's like, yeah, it's once again a scrapbook. She's like taped that in. I was just trying to see if it says what it was from. Like if it was like, I don't know, wrapping paper or an image from a book or something, I'm not sure. So I think I'll have to read this one as well, just for the interest of it. And these are like pressed flowers in the journal. So it's just a bit of fun, I think. Just to bring another element to the project once again. Another mini vibe and flair. And of course, you know, these books, they're only going to waste. So if we can find ways to use them where we can, then why not? This is nice. All about magnolias. And she is describing what the different colours were used for. So white stands for the moon and for spells cast on Mondays. Yellow is for the sun and for spells cast on Sundays. Pink represents friendship and love. Spells using pink flowers are best cast on a Friday. Purple, this colour has stood for royalty since Roman times. I wonder why she was talking about spells. It doesn't say here about anything to do with magic, so I wonder where she got that from. Roses, again, what the different colours represent. That's lovely, isn't it? So yeah, definitely the latter part of the book, which naturally is what I will focus most on with the projects, is when she actually discovers the garden and all of the joy that comes from that. I don't want to focus on the dark side of the story, you know, the parts at the beginning before she finds the light. I don't mind a little bit of darkness in it in terms of bringing in some earthy colours to show that there is a difference between the wonders of the garden and the more earthy tones of other stuff, but I want to focus on the light. And definitely letters. Letters is one thing I really want to bring out in it, because she does discover her mum's letters in the story. It's a sad story, really, to think that your mum didn't love you. And I like this. I mean, this could be a whole piece of faux vintage ephemera. It's a letter from her uncle. So yeah, just a really fun take on the story. So as I say, that was a little bit of a punt, as well as this one, both of them were. But I can definitely find ways to use them. And even this one, I mean, the cover is so lovely that I definitely want to find a way to use that as a journal cover as well. Because I would have to make the spine bigger unless I make this a flip out folio, which is always an option if I don't want to dismantle the spine, because sometimes we don't want to. That's sort of a 1/4 inch, which was the same size as my the spine on my Edith Holden altered file folder, so that's always an option. I will put my thinking cap on. If you've got any ideas, I'd love to hear them. Any ideas and tips on how I can extend a lock? Do you know of someone having done that? Let me know. And this one, how best I could use the pages perhaps, if you've got any tips. And likewise the cover, you know, what do you see this being? I'd love to know, because I need to put my thinking cap on before I figure it out. But as always, I will keep you posted with what they become. I hope you've enjoyed having a look inside with me. And I believe those were the last books that I will have for some time. I know, I said that a few videos ago, but well, I'm pretty sure now I have enough. So if I do find any more books to do flip throughs of, then I will of course do that. But for now, I think I will leave it there. I hope you've enjoyed seeing those. Thanks ever so much for spending this time with me. I've really enjoyed it. I always love sharing my books with you and just having this time with you. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye for now.